Mr. Edgeworth helped you get your client declared innocent. I know. I went to Edgeworth. I tried. He really doesn't want us to represent him. Especially not us, he said. What? That doesn't make any sense, pal. You should have heard him talking about you after that trial.
Oh?
What did he say? Kept saying right over and over again.
Did you see him, or could you just hear him? What was he doing at the time?
Nick?
Getting a lot of subtext here.
Maybe. Ah. What is it? Oh, nothing. Something's been bothering me. Show me the autopsy report once more. I remember now. This guy. He's a lawyer that was at the office Mia worked at. I met him once when I went there to hang out with Sis. That office. Wait. You mean Grossberg's office? Right, that guy. His last name I expected to come up. Maybe I should go talk to him for old time's sake. Remember when you were getting extorted by that guy? He never got his painting back. It's been a while since I was here last. Mr. Grossberg is out as usual. Look at the wall. The painting is still missing. Mia must have known about the deal with Mr. Grossberg and Red White. She kept track of all White's extortion and blackmail rackets. Mm-hmm. I bet. Hold on. Yeah, she doesn't know. She wasn't there for that. I bet he gave it to some romantic interest. Love blooms eternal, Nick. Wait, no, that's funny because it's a callback reference to.
Yes, we both remembered at the same time.
So good. We should put things on our client table too. I'm not really into smoking. We could put out candy or gum. Classy. Did you just hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth, which can't be the case. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony and I have a right to cross-examine her again. Order. Holy moly, they're going crazy for it. You're in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Sustain my objection. I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I cannot.
Let's go.
What? Miss Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again. But he is in contempt of court. No, I am. It's me. I'm the contemptor. If you're gonna arrest someone, arrest me.
Arrest her.
Very well. My FA, you will leave the courtroom immediately. Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest.
Let's
Good
go.
luck.
Great
Maya.
job.
She went to jail for this. I care not for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate badgering of my witnesses. Running out of time. I'd better find a contradiction in here or else. Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination. That last statement. I saw it clear as day. The man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth. Well, you can just stop there. You don't need to say anything more. Oh. She did.
Cool.
I don't know if I can find anything in that. What do you mean? You can't see the people. They had no way of seeing them. But what about the other man? You cannot expect to be allowed to blithely ignore your promise, Mr. Wright. believed you claimed there was a contradiction in the witness's testimony. Well, find it if you can. Mr. Wright, I have to assign you a penalty just for asking the question. That's it? This was focused on the lake. I could present that, or I could present this photo. But I mean, who's to say she didn't have like binoculars, right? And because she could actually see them. There's no way she could. Hell.
Binoculars will not help in fog.
Yeah, it's foggy. It's the photo. There you go. Yeah. Got you. Got you, Miss Hart. Finally. What? You got what? Look at this photograph. Every time I look, it makes me laugh. Mr. Wright, I must admit this is a pretty funny photograph. It will not save you when I come for you. My terror will destroy you. The photo I took, the very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. Miss Hart, what made you choose that lake to photograph meteors? You know the fog gets thick on that lake. It's not very suited to stargazing. Yeah, well, you see, I guess I wasn't thinking too straight. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness because of her challenged intellect. Now, wait a minute. Continue your testimony. No unnecessary comments, please. Just take pictures of a meteor shower, but it was not even pointed at the sky. It was pointed at the lake. Faces the lake. You were photographing shooting stars. That's a lie. Says who? I saw the camera you set up yesterday. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart. Oof. Oof. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. Well, then what exactly was she photographing? I know. Your Honor, take a look at this. Your Honor, have you seen this?
Honestly, I think that is definitely it.
Ms. Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph. What's this? A newspaper article? Gordy? Oh, gosh. Well, Miss Hart, I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? Let's see you prove that I was at the lake trying to do... You make it too easy. You make it too easy. No joking around this time, please. I mean, it's the camera itself. It's set to go off when it detects a loud noise. It's not for stars. Proof, Miss Hart, is your own camera. It was set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus the photographing here when a gun fired on the lake. And here this article about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you had set your camera to respond to loud noises.
They're drowning the judge.
I see. I too thought it was a little strange. Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart, you were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy, weren't you? Yeah. Not bad. Are you all you lawyers that smart? And so smart, boy. I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. What you just used several precious minutes of our time to prove is nothing that the witness is nothing more than that the idiot is the witness. Help me! Can we get a doctor? I'm having a stroke. The witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Hey. But as she so succinctly said, so what? It changes nothing. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched the boat the whole time. I don't buy it. There wasn't much else to look at. Yep. I don't know if she heard a bang and thought Gordy was out there. I kind of doubt she'd waste any time looking at a boat. What did I do now? Why are you giving me that look for? Definitely suspicious. Maybe it's time for some evidence. Witness, continue. Hold your hush puppies, I'm getting there. Yep, got it. Gotcha. Miss Hart, were you really looking at that boat? What's with you? Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person be looking at it.
Yeah, but you're not normal.
I agree. Any normal person would. But you are far from normal.
Yeah.
What? Y'all want to step over here and say that? You were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought.
Mm-hmm.
Continue, Mr. Wright. You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You needed them to search for Gordy, and that's what you were doing. Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and scanned a little bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there and all. Miss Hart, are you saying you were not watching the boat then? Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I just, I thought, I could be a witness to a murder and all. I kind of got excited. So, you mean to tell me you were so excited about testifying in court about a murder that you nearly got a man convicted of murder, an innocent man, by lying?
Yep.
You just made things up. That should be a crime.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
Lying under oath.
It literally is. What do you mean?
I forgot that this game has wacky rules. This is totally uncalled for. But hey, you got the photograph, you got proof. Still, we can't see who's shooting who in this. Right. That's why I took this photo and... Witness. That's enough. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Why? What was she going to say? She took the photo and what? Wait a second. She even had the photograph to prove it, but you really can't tell from the photo who's shooting. That's why she said she's gonna enlarge the photo. She said it'll drop the quality a mite, but it'll let us see who's who. She enlarged that photo. Why won't Von Karma let her show it? Got a hunch. I bet the enlarged photo shows something bad for him. Well, it's not really a hunch, that's just kind of like the natural thing that he would do.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth or worse. What should I do? No, you have to show the enlargement.
Yes.
You have to. It's hard. Look at this photograph. Well, that's a pretty funny image you got there, Phoenix. It makes me laugh. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Oh, yeah, actually, I did. Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court? Because it does not exist. What are y'all talking about? You were the one who told me not to show it in court in the first place.
Let's go. Let's go.
You old fool. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma? So that just happened. Miss Hart, show the photo to the court. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to the court. Here it is. You still can't tell who's firing in this. It could be the defendant, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Meow, meow, meow. What I like is that I feel like the game gets like better throughout like the first 3 games. Because they introduce like new mechanics and stuff, which make it more interesting. And also, I like the stories better, except the circus one.
Okay, freaking like prosecutor.
You have no idea. It's so bad.
I hate the circus one.
I will have the entire circus declared guilty of being a bad game. On Karma, no. That doesn't even make any sense. I don't care.
He's eating the circus.
Burrito. Burrito.
Burrito.
I'm eating burrito. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, you did save the trial.
Yeah, oh my gosh, what a clutch freaking play. Great job.
Yeah. Meow, 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 meow.
So you got any
meow,
evidence?
meow, meow, meow. No. I can't get through to her at all. I tried. I really did. I don't know what to do. I think I probably shouldn't have stopped my training. Yeah, we gotta look for some waterfalls.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I'll ever see my sister again. Oh, I'm sorry. That's very sad. Well, on the bright side,
I am a lawyer.
I am a lawyer. I don't know if you knew that, Maya. Well, why? Ice cream man. Oh. Yep. He fell asleep. I guess he's relieved. Sir, I'm a lawyer. Let's go! Let's go! Look, a lawyer's badge. Yeah? Don't believe it. So Guy's the first person to recognize my badge.
Let's go.
I get it. Huh? Yep, I got you figured out now. You're not Keith. I never claimed to be. Nick, has a chance to clear things up. Sir. No, I'm not Keith. And I'm not Meg either. We're here investigating a murder that took place on the lake the other night. Please help us. A lawyer, huh? Please, mister. Alright, I'll help. On one condition. Yeah. When this case is over and done, you'll run the wet noodle.
Oh.
I don't know if I should lie. We cannot promise that. Is that a way to treat your old man? Bah! You want my help? You've come to the wrong man. Yeah, let's, okay, we promise. Nick, are you sure about this? Literally, I will do anything. Who wouldn't want to eat phoenix noodles? I guess. That's my boy. Good for you, Keith. Didn't I just say? You too, Meg. Yes. You bring it to your old man's eye, you know. Now, what was it you wanted to know? Speak up, Polly. Talking to the bird. A guy died. Tell us what you saw. Oh, well, I suppose, since you're taking over the shop at all. Yeah. I don't care about these things. Tell me about the boat shop, though. What are you talking about? This is the Palace of Pasta, the wet noodle. Huh? We haven't gotten many orders for spaghetti lately. All the kids come up and say, "Yo, dude, want to ride in one of your boats?" That's why I keep them boats out there. Ding. A little while later, this boat comes back. Then a young man walked by my window here. He was muttering something to himself. Huh? What did he say? Yep. I forgot. I'll remember tomorrow by court time, promise. You're killing me. We need to know earlier than that.
So tell me about your pasta shop.
Tell me about your bird. Good morning. Hello? It ignored me. Well, you forgot, Meg. You gotta call her name first. Polly, how you been? See? Parrot's name is Polly. Parrot has been added to the court record.
Oh my gosh.
Parrot added to the court record. Old Polly can say lots of things. You need to know the secret words. Secret slime words. Secret words. Tell me more. Polly.
Oh.
Birdie.
Yay.
Birdie. Thought that was a gun. Fishing pole looks expensive. Fishing's all about having the right equipment. How are you supposed to catch anything with a 2-cent rod? Yeah, Gumshoe. My memory's gotten worse as of late. That's why I just tell everything important to old Polly there.
Yep.
You. Everything important. Polly, what's the number to the safe? Just in front of him. 1228. All right, I'm getting in. Hey, watch it, will ya? All it takes is a little clever thinking and a criminal mind. Quick, write that number down. Don't get me involved in your little heist. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit it's hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean? We have photographic evidence at the time of the shooting. Timestamp on the photo says, if you use the 24-hour time, it's 00:15. I don't know how you read that exactly. 12?
I don't know.
15?
I guess just 15.
I have no idea. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent. Shut up, Phoenix. I don't agree. I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Ha! Again, you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us.
Oh.
The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Caretaker of the boat shop. Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of the crime was not on the boat? Where did the murder take place?
Mr. Wright! Are you making car noises on the map?
I'm racing! Are you insane?
I don't believe it.
This is ludicrous. It has to be like his house, right?
Right,
like,
right? Because, like...
Where else would it be? The boat shop where he lives? That way he could meet the victim without anyone seeing? Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony. Yippee, yippee, he's so lost. That night he was out on the lake in a boat searching for something.
True.
Look at him go. He finds it and returns the boat. Then just as he's starting to head home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time.
True.
Yeah, that actually checks out. In other words, the gunshot was very close. Where would that be if he just returned a boat? The boat shop. Look at this guy. Of course it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yeah? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? To get the photograph. Know this, Mr. Wright. That the moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. Because he wanted to make sure that somebody was watching, I would think.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Make sure somebody hears
Be
the
like,
first one.
Get everybody... Yeah, because that's exactly what happened, right? Is everybody said they heard a sound, and then they looked, and then there was another, and then that's when they fell.
Yeah.
He made a witness. While we're waiting for their caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Hello. I'm a big man. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said. Yes. Well, why did you go out to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. I don't know how he keeps getting away with it. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Even though that might be really important. Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, we're conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? Well, what should I do? We'll find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I don't know. He didn't tell us. I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him.
That seems a little irrelevant, Judge, but you know.
Irrelevant. Please leave your personal matters, salacious as they may be, out of this courtroom. Very well, court is adjourned. Yippee! You look as grim as always. Huh. Mr. Edgeworth, I heard the story about the class trial. Class trial? What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Man! Is Phoenix the only one who remembers this? Lunch money. Yes, I seem to remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers. Probably only really mattered to me anyway.
Yeah, it's not
Strange, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney. You just like to run your mouth, don't you? Ridiculous. Gee, thanks. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you'd do. You're so sweet and caring. The three of us were trapped in the elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we all suffered oxygen deprivation. I had lost all memory of the murder. Lost your memory? Even now, I can't recall what happened in that elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's attorney's argument in court. He claimed that Yogi had been not of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to a lack of evidence. Innocent. I started to hate defense attorneys. What's your relationship with Von Karma? He's my daddy, Dom. I mean, he's a guy I know. he's a guy that I know.
He taught me so much stuff. Definitely all court related.
He found me guilty many times. He's my teacher and a man who deserves some respect.
Oh, jeez. Yikes. You know, maybe there's like a line we should never cross. Like, I think we went a little too far. We flew a little too close to the sun.
I learned everything I know of courtroom techniques from him.
Yeah?
You make the jokes just line themselves up. What other technique? So he's like my sister was to you, Nick.
I wouldn't say we're related. That would make the whole situation a lot weird. He's a perfectionist in all things.
Yes, of course. I don't even want to go there.
Oh, keep going, Edgeworth. What else can we get from this?
That's what he said too.
Oh my gosh.
In court, in his personal In all the cases he has taken on, none were left unsolved, and not one suspect was declared innocent ever. But that's... I know. It's possible some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it is impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. Witness, who is your honor? Please testify for us. Hello.
Aww.
Huh. Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. What are you gonna do, Nick? I don't know.
Presser.
We need to show the judge that her honor is Mr. Yogi. Yes. Ma'am, you're withholding information from the court. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. What do I say? Have we forgotten something? Yeah. Said, don't forget DL6. Yes. Polly, have we forgotten something? You traitor! You traitor bird! Say it! That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot. It's not working. She won't say it. Why won't she say it? Something the matter,
Oh
Mr.
no,
Wright.
he's rigged Polly!
He's rigged the bird. Don't tell me Von Karma expected it. How do you tell a bird to shut up? He couldn't have retrained the parrot. Could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? You're here to speak, you must speak to me. Frankly, I can't believe you're speaking to the parrot. What is the safe number? The safe. Sorry. What was the number to the safe in the shack? 1228. Why, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. I do. I do claim this. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity?
Oh.
Because the DL6 case file. What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in this file is something relating to that safe number? The date is the case summary.
Yeah.
Right? That's where the date would be. Specifically the date which the DL6 incident occurred. It was the 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. The number of that safe is 1228. Ah! Use the date of the DL6 incident as a number for a safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Bah! This is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number one. This has nothing. Thanks for doxing yourself, Karma. This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing.
Oh, that's so funny.
Clearly, he set it to that because he's number 1228. Alone is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. You would need some other corroborating evidence. Your name. Polly? Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. I'm gonna save. Show us this proof. I think you're taking the bluffing a little too far. Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All you have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker is... Is this it's gotta be that? Can I? Oh, I can read it. That helps. Victim data. Suspect data, Yanni Yogi. Court bailiff trapped in the elevator with Edgeworths. Memory loss due to oxygen deprivation after his arrest. Fiance Polly Jenkins committed suicide. You're fricked. You're so over. You're so jover. You're so jover. That's quite a large file you have. Huh?
You make it too easy.
Oh, and I love this, by the way. He's just like, I have this evidence, but can you point in the book to which line the evidence is on? So good. Suspect data page has all the information about Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? What was his fiance's name? Polly Jenkins. Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that is possible. Bah! A mere coincidence. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Because you're like a bitch, is that it? Is that the insinuation? Well, Mr. Phoenix, right? Does that make you my granddaughter's fiance? Karma, this is not right. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that's all. As a possibility, however, two coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop immediately. Let's go. Get him. Witness, tell us your name. Wait! This witness, he doesn't remember. No. It's okay.
Oh, holy moly! Oh my gosh! Oh, that's so funny.
I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. He looks totally different. It's the real Yogi, I think. Finally, he's been acting feeble to hide his true identity for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Jaelynn Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Jaelynn Yogi. So was it you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. Thanks. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiance, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment! Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. You know, this is usually the part where somebody objects. Von Karma, where's Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent. In this case, at least. That day I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. Conveniently, I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all.
And then you blacked out, yes.
We thought it was a dream. We were stuck in the elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen ran out. I lost my memory of the events. Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Meow, 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 meow. So doesn't this specifically say that this is where one bullet was found? Yeah, the murder weapon was fired twice.
Fired twice, yep.
You sure like to pull out that document, Phoenix. 3 times now. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? I'm sure of it. The shot, scream, everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. No, Your Honor, unfortunately you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you?
Wow, you were so right.
I don't accept this evidence unless you could tell me what page it's on.
Can you find all 3 bananas? I bet you can't.
It's so good. The murder weapon was fired twice, you ding dong. Do you want me to circle it in red crayon and make it like a YouTube thumbnail out of it? The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So who fired the remaining shot? Your Honor, there is a suspect, one lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? What? Von Karma. Von Karma. You mean the Von? You mean that guy? The one standing right over there. Bah. You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident, yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? You're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth, I know Von Karma perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull out the bullet by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. So what does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? I can and I will. I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence because I know how much you like it. The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is the metal detector.
Oh my gosh!
Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery,
freaking
leaving
way.
an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean? I do. There is the possibility that the bullet is still inside Mr. Von Karma. Is that even possible? For all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. I refuse. You refuse. But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. Statute of limitations runs out in this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? We have to give it a shot. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma. You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
Oh, does it not, though?
Huh? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. Can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I. Well, can you prove it? You prove that the Von Karma shoulder was from DL6. Of course he can't. Yes, I can. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence because I took it all. We'll have one. Because you took it. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. The ballistic markings from this bullet should be the same as the one in your shoulder.
Yo.
That's a bullet. Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. Yes, we know what that means. We could analyze both bullets, then if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Edgeworth, I told you not to turn that on at the trial.
Oh, what a callback. Holy moly. Mr. Von Karma?
You'll let us remove the bullet from your shoulder and the other device that's in then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma. Only you would dare defy me. So it was you.
Holy.
You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record, and you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death! You were innocent. Well, you did shoot a man by accident. You didn't die, though. You are innocent. As you said, it was all just a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. We did it.
Hooray.
Took a lot of time. It's a good court case.
Heck yeah.
I quite like this one. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much. Y'all. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. That's why I testified against you in a court of law. Almost getting you killed. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones. Speaking of which, what are you doing now? I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. It's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? My life is over. My life is like a video game. I'm trying to collect the coins, Nick. I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Beyonce. She's going to live in Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind.
Wow, what a surprise, buddy.
Yo, Edgy, there you are. Hang out with me. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here's a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? Oh, no. That's unusual for you.
Please.
Harry, but you came along tonight too. My treat, pal. Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Mm-hmm. I think you'll be fine. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That envelope that Larry gave me, it's got money in it. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? What a mere amount. I mean, it's not little, but it's not a lot either. Phoenix, are you stupid? Nick, wasn't that exactly the amount of much money that was stolen at the school? No, Larry. It was you. What are you so surprised about, right? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came to school anyway.
Oh my gosh.
And he saw the money laying there, and the rest is history. I was never good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know. You didn't know, did you? I suspected. Just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like you did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. You may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. Yes, I'm familiar. I know. Really, right? I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, huh? Edgeworth, you should have told me. No, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out? Very clever. I'd say so, yes. There you have it. What does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. You get me... worked up too easily, too. Death sentence for both of you. Man, if only I'd known I'd become a prosecutor. Bruh.